89. I will see you soon. When Su Yang saw the female core disciple, he almost immediately recognized her from the Burning Lotus auction house. She was that wasteful rich girl who'd bought all of his monster cores. When he first saw her in during the auction, she was not only wearing outer disciple robes but her appearance was also disguised. However, Su Yang easily saw through her disguise the instant he saw her at the auction house, hence why he still recognized her now even though she looked entirely different back then. Cultivators disguising themselves to avoid attention could be seen everywhere, so Su Yang didn't find her actions odd. Though, he was slightly interested in why a peak true spirit realm like her would require so many elementary grade and profound grade monster cores, as they wouldn't benefit someone at her cultivation base even if she consumed 100 of them. Perhaps this core disciple wanted to increase the quality of her yin chi by cultivating many yin element monster cores from the lightning cats, but even that seemed unlikely since there are much better and cheaper options. So unless this core disciple was an idiot, there wasn't any need for her to spend so much resource on mere lightning cat monster cores. Senior apprentice Sister Fang, she is one of only 8 core disciples that exists in the sect. Not only does she possess superior beauty, but she also has incredible talent, reaching the true spirit realm at the young age of 16 and the peak of true spirit realm only 10 years later. Truly a genius among genius. Senior apprentice brother Yun is slightly behind her in terms of talent, reaching the peak true spirit realm at age 27, but he possesses extremely vigorous yang, meaning his yang chi is twice as effective as normal, hence why there are always female disciples waiting in line to enter his chambers. Su Yang silently listened to the surrounding disciples express their awe for the 2 core disciples, feeling slightly baffled that there are currently only 8 core disciples out of thousands of disciples in the sect. Are the requirements for core disciples really that strict, or are the disciples in this sect just this mediocre? When the 2 core disciples arrived at the front desk, the young sect elder behind the counter stood up to greet them. How can the distribution center be of help to the core disciples today? I am only here to accompany junior apprentice Sister Fang today, said the handsome young man with a bright smile, his gaze at Fang Jalen. Fang Jalen walked forward and said, I ran out of spirit stones. The moment the sect elder behind the counter heard Fang Jalen's words, her expression froze. Disciple Fang, what happened to the few hundred spirit stones we gave you just last week? Asked the sect elder, who already knew the answer. It's all spent, she replied calmly. Aiya, the sect elder sighed loudly. Disciple Fang, although core disciples are privileged to almost all resources within the sect, there is a limit to how much you can waste. You have already retrieved over 1,000 spirit stones just this month alone. At this rate, we will go bankrupt. When the disciples heard the sect elder's words, they all expressed bitterness. Almost everybody within the sect was aware of Fang Jalen's exaggerated spending habits, which they consider as her only flaw, so they weren't shocked at the situation at hand. What did you even buy that required you spent such a large amount of spirit stones in such a short time? Asked the sect elder. Monster cores, Fang Jalen instantly replied, her voice still nonchalant. Why did I even ask? The sect elder sighed again. Well, how much did that gluttonous beast grow from those monster cores? She reached the true spirit realm. The sect elder went silent for a moment. How many spirit stones? She spoke in a defeated voice. 100. The sect elder then retrieved a small leather bag and handed it to Fang Jalen. If it wasn't for that thing you were grooming, the sect masters would have long restricted your spending limit. Fang Jalen accepted the bag of spirit stone and turned to leave with the handsome young man. The disparity between his outer court disciples and core disciples are truly too vast. The disciples there sighed in envy at how easily Fang Jalen was able to obtain spirit stones. What would take them years of effort to obtain 100 spirit stones? All Fang Jalen had to do was show up and say a few words. What are you all waiting for? Hurry up and get the line moving again. The sect elder yelled when the line remained unmoving after the core disciples left. The disciples finally snapped out of their mind and began moving again. I will see you soon, Su Yang. After Zhou Zan retrieved her things from the distribution center, she returned to Su Yang to say a few words before leaving. A few minutes later, when it was finally Su Yang's turn at the counter, he approached the sect elder. You are Su Yang? Asked the sect elder the moment he'd arrived at the front. Yes, he said as he handed her his identification badge. The sect elder nodded after confirming his background, and she handed him 3 pairs of green robes, and a small pouch containing 5 spirit stones and a jade slip that did not belong to the list of things he came here to retrieve. When you feel ready, you may head to the inner court to find a new living quarter. I understand. When Su Yang turned to leave, the disciples there stared at him with wide eyes and dropped jaws. Hey, look at the green robes in his hands. Is that Su Yang? Since when did he become an inner court disciple? What? How is that possible? If I recall correctly, he was only at the 3rd level of the elementary spirit realm just 1 month ago. The people there that knew Su Yang and his position within the sect felt the strength in their legs leave at a rapid pace. How did he manage to become an inner court disciple out of the blue? Surely, he did not reach the profound spirit realm in such a short amount of time. Hell, he was still a crippled trash the last time many saw him, yet a month later, and he'd become an inner court disciple? Impossible. A commotion immediately occurred at the place. The majority of the outer court disciples there have heard of the name Su Yang at least once since his deathmatch against someone who was 2 cultivation levels above him. However, he was only at the 3rd level of the elementary spirit realm during that time. And in order to become an inner court disciple, one must reach at least the profound spirit realm. Did Su Yang really break through 7 levels and achieve the profound spirit realm in such a short time? How did he do it? Su Yang ignored the many puzzled gazes that were staring at him and calmly left the place. If they knew that he was actually already at the true spirit realm, then who knows what kind of reaction they might show. Shortly after learning of Su Yang's new status as an inner court disciple within the sect, the disciples there began spreading the news like wildfire throughout the outer court. And sure enough, everybody was baffled by the unexpected news, especially those that were more familiar with him. As for those that used to bully and treat him like trash, they all locked themselves in their homes, fearful of the day when Su Yang would return for revenge.